Ambassador Sean Lawler, chief of protocol for the Trump White House from 2017 to 2019, told One American News, as ambassador serving on the front line of all diplomatic engagement for President Trump, Lawler was amazed at what the media frequently missed in their coverage of Trump's foreign relations.
I always thought the news was biased, right? But then when I got to be on the other side of the curtain there, I would watch.
As chief of protocol for President Trump, Lawler worked with the president, world leaders, and the White House's National Security Council on a daily basis from the administration's beginning. Lawler recalls an early lesson in how toxic the media was toward the Trump White House, and the Trump team's early awareness that every single move was going to be spun by the media.
Within the first month of the administration, we had Angela Merkel visit, and the president went out to the curb and gave her a big old hug. And of course we kind of cringed a little bit because we thought that might look bad, but it's the president. He goes inside and they sit down in the Oval and they bring the pool in for a pool spray. And the only news that came out of that was he didn't shake her hand.
Lawler worked under 3 different presidents over the course of his career: Bush, Obama, and Trump. But with President Trump, Lawler says things were markedly different.
One of the things that really struck me the first time I was in the room with him with anybody else, and again, I can't talk details obviously, but how he was not different in front of the camera and behind the camera, where the other two, and it's not to take away anything from President Obama or President Bush, but they would have, they would change their persona. And President Trump did not. Very genuine, very, very genuine.
The genuine spirit, says Lawler, is immediately noticed by world leaders. But as in the latest storm surrounding the Ukraine conversation, this authenticity is an alien form in politics. Combine this personable authenticity with a media that is constantly looking for an angle, and Lawler says the result can be a lot of misunderstanding, often grounded in anti-Trump malice.
Democrats feel there was inappropriate conversations happening between the president and the president of Ukraine. What do you make of that?
Seeing from what I saw in person and seeing that conversation, it's not inappropriate at all. And I have to say, when I was on the National Security Council, I had access to the transcripts of his phone calls, and I reviewed a lot of his phone calls, and he's just, again, very personable on the phone. He's not, there's just no filter there.
Lawler was also Director of Diplomatic Affairs at the National Security Council, a 310-person group that has come under scrutiny at the White House for being a wellspring of anonymous leaks. Lawler suspects the truth of the leaks, but if the leaks are coming from the NSC, suspects they're from a lower-level staffer.
I'm inherently suspicious of what's actually being reported to what's true. I don't get it. And I don't even know how they're even treating it still as a whistleblower after we've seen the transcript. What else, they came out yesterday with a second and possibly a third, and that just doesn't make any sense to me. If we already know what the conversation is, what else are they talking about?
After 3 presidents and almost 3 decades in military and government service, Lawler says he has never seen a presidency like this one. And in spite of the constant barrage of media's toxic frenzy and the petty headlines against President Trump and his team, the Trump administration has managed to push forward on major accomplishments at home and abroad, ones that, beyond the constant attacks, will resonate at the ballot box and in history books. Rion, One American News, Washington.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.